conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only moving podcast. I said moving podcast. That's right. This week, we're going to talk about the intricacies of loading a U-Haul. I'm your storage commander, Dan O'Keefe, and joining me, as always, is the woman with the packing tape, Anna Otto. How are you?
You know, I always keep that thing on me. I don't know. Good. I had kind of a rough day today, Dan. Let me get real for a second. I was supposed to work remote for the first time today, and there were some trials and tribulations, so I started off the day by crying.
Great start.
But then I told you that I went to Collectivo and I sampled their Pride Month drink and an avocado toast, and things have gotten better since then, you know. Had to really go back to my basic white girl roots, but I'm here and I'm better now. I'm sorry.
You shared on Facebook yesterday
Yes.
a meme relating to October and Halloween times and wanting to get pumpkins and stuff, and I feel like you could have really gone for that.
Now let me explain something to you, Dan. This is going to sound like I'm trying to make a joke, but I'm really not. I commented that I wanted to see pumpkins because I thought that if I commented something about how I really wanted to just be like surrounded by skeletons, people would think that I was trying to kill someone. I just like skeletons. They're just kind of my vibe, you know?
If you want to be surrounded by skeletons, good thing we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark this week, because there is a scene that is perfect for you. But anyway, we also have a guest this week. I'm going to drop the moving podcast theme because I can't think of another person. The driver, that would be a normal person. A college hunk moving junk,
Ooh!
That would be another way to describe him. We are joined by internet celebrity,
The man, the myth,
What?
the legend.
producer and creator of hit online game show Fast Facts Live. You know him. You better know him. You might not know him, but you will now. Tom Hillmeyer. Hi, Tom. How are you?
I mean, hit is a stretch. I mean,
I feel like
half the people who play are like our relatives and friends.
Half is also very generous. 90%.
I feel like we need some sort of applause though after that that intro you just gave Tom. Like we need like a woo.
I wasn't expecting that formal of a title, considering all the other episodes and titles you give people. So I'm kind of honored.
You mean just guest?
One time you called me the pinky toe to your big toe. So let's think about that. Because that one haunts me every single day of my life.
I don't know. I was feeling in a generous mood today.
I appreciate it.
I messed up, so I needed to make it up on the back end.
I'm surprised you didn't say something about having the lowest load floor in the industry, because that's all I see at the bottom of every single U-Haul is like, it has the lowest load floor. It's like, okay.
Good for you, U-Haul.
Yeah,
Good for
I'm glad you
U-Haul.
didn't go that far.
My dream
I'm sorry.
My dream as a person is to one day be described as holding the lowest load floor. Take that as you will.
I feel
It
like
can
that's
mean
something
whatever
that
you want it to mean.
becomes more of an issue when you get older.
Depends. Holding the lowest load floor for 38 years. In high school, I got in trouble because I was in a TV production class, and we had to make fake ads for products.
Yes, loved that. I did mine for Snickers. We did not go to the same high school.
No, we didn't.
I just
But-
wanted to clarify.
Also,
I did the same project somewhere else.
This was the first TV production class I took. It was my senior year because I did radio all through high school, but then I had a free period, and I was like, I don't want a free period. I'll be in this TV class. It was like the 4th level TV class, so I was so far out of my league.
You didn't have to take prereqs?
No, because I was in the broadcasting room enough. The teacher was like, yeah, you could join. That's fine, as long as you get the slip signed.
Interesting.
I was beloved in high school.
I was beloved in high school, too, but I would have... maybe I wasn't as beloved in high school as you, Dan.
I got in trouble because the thing was depends, is what I did the ad
You
for.
lit a
course you
million
did.
gajillion different items, and you chose adult diapers.
Oh my god.
And what I did was I went around to random people at school and asked them to make like a really stressed out, like uncomfortable face, and
my
then like
God.
a really big smile.
No.
And that was and then at the end it was depends for whomever, wherever. And it did not go over well with some of the people in it because they didn't know what they were being, what the context was.
It sounds unethical.
It sounds like a piece of shit.
I feel like if I found out, if I had been in that video and I saw it when you were done, I would have killed you.
I
Again,
think we didn't go to the same high school.
correct. Again, I did mine about Snickers, so that's where you and I differ. I don't even like Snickers, so.
Well then.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Here's a better story that connects better. When I hosted a baby shower, I had a diaper raffle where you bring a bunch of diapers and you win a prize. For my friend who was having the baby, I was organizing it. To clarify, I do not have a child.
I assumed that much.
Okay, just making sure everyone knows I am a childless millennial who enjoys Disney World. Anyway.
You just described all three of us.
Yes. No, but one of the guests brought adult diapers. They were like, you didn't specify what kind of diapers you needed to bring.
What did they think at a baby shower?
No, they did it to be silly, but still.
We were on a family reunion trip one time, and my grandfather went to go pick up diapers at the store for one of my cousins. And he walked down into the store and asked somebody, "Hey, where are the diapers?"
Oh,
and
no.
they said, "For you or for a child?"
Oh no.
It was one of the funniest stories from that trip.
Oh, your poor grandpa. That salesperson should have just hit him with the old, for an adult? So
You
as to,
or for a child?
yeah, not for you. I'd never have admitted that it was for me, even if it was.
Oh no, the salesperson should have just looked at it and gone, "Oh."
I'm guessing we need a medium.
Just size them up right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brief technical note before we get into the movie. If it sounds like I'm sitting next to a commercial kitchen, it's because I am sitting next to a kitchen where Anna is making herself dinner.
I was gonna say, what's she doing in there? Y'all ain't get no. I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all ain't.
Yeah,
get no sleep 'cause
she's
of
gonna
me.
start smacking the
I
skillet.
think the question is, why are you recording a podcast in your kitchen of your 2-bedroom apartment?
Yeah,
So-
wait. This isn't where you normally record,
No,
is it? I just
normally-
realized that.
Normally I record it in the room that's like my office.
Yes.
But Anna is going to be in there because she's making a mural and she needs it to be dark and is going to project her design onto it so she can trace and then paint the mural. So that room was kind of out. That's where my desk is. There's another desk in our bedroom, but it's Anna's desk, and she has like her rising desk and a bunch of stuff on there, and that was kind of out too. And this is the only other table that we have that I could sit at and record with the microphone at the right height. So that's why I'm recording at the kitchen table.
I'm also recording at the kitchen table, but Gage is in the bedroom. So.
I live alone. I don't have these problems.
You can record anywhere in the shower. Next episode.
Acoustics are great.
Not the shower.
Okay, whoever's keeping track, that's another knot of Anna.
Stop coming for me. I'm trying to be hip so bad, and it's hard. It's so strenuous to be hip.
Bestie.
Bestie, it is so strenuous to be hip, okay? I'm exhausted.
Anyway, the movie that we're talking about today is Raiders of the Lost Ark, released on June 12th, 1981, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Lawrence Kasdan, based on a story by George Lucas and Philip Kaufman, starring Harrison Ford, Karen Allen, Paul Freeman, Ronald Lacey, John Rhys Davies, Denholm Elliott, and a Nazi monkey, with music by John Williams.
I'm
It
mad
was-
already.
About the Nazi monkey?
Yeah, because But
You also missed a very important member of this cast.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Alfred
There
Molina,
you go.
Dr.
There you
Octopus.
go.
The monkey is just an actor, just like everybody
Do you know how
else
they?
in the movie.
Well, this is skipping ahead. Do you know how they got him to do a Nazi salute?
How?
They put
him-
food on a fishing pole and made him reach.
Okay. I think I've told you this before, Dan, but in another life, I think I'd be a humane animal
Nazi
trainer.
monkey?
No! A humane animal trainer for movies.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, but like as soon as somebody tried to disrespect me or my animals, we're out of there. We're out of there. No refunds. Pay up front. Pay half up front maybe if you're going to be a stickler about it. And as soon as you say any word to me or my animals and you're rude to them, we outie. Never see us again. Catch
That could
these
be
hands.
a this life. It doesn't need to be another life.
Well, I'm not.
Just shift.
I don't want to uproot myself, and there's not really a market for animal actors in Milwaukee. I don't really.
The dog from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was from Kenosha.
Amazing. Maybe
So
I'll
there
I'll
you go.
consider this career change, Dan. Thank you for planting the seeds. My mom is probably listening right now, cursing you. So
Anyway, with a budget of $20 million, it grossed $389.9 million at the box office. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a percentage that is not listed at what I'm looking at right now.
because it's
But-
1,000,000%.
Yeah, it's the highest ever. I'm sure.
highest, higher than the highest.
Roger Ebert called it a series of breathless and incredible adventures inspired by and celebrating childhood stories told in comic books and movies. And it creates an adventure epic in the vein of Star Wars, James Bond, and Superman. It was also nominated for Best Picture, among other nominations.
Interesting.
It's funny that he compared it to James Bond because that's what Steven Spielberg wanted to do until George Lucas convinced him to make this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spielberg wanted to go make a Bond movie.
Well, this is such a classic, you know. This is a fun movie.
Oh yeah.
My father and I watched these together when I was little.
Same. This was.
Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, I was gonna say this was part of the collection of movies that my dad had, like a box set on DVD that it was along with Star Wars and Back to the Future, where it was all like, these are the movies I'm going to show my children when they're old enough. And then, like, so there was, like, one night where it's like, all right, you're old enough, we're watching Indiana Jones. Or, like, all right, you're old enough, we're watching Star Wars or Back to the Future.
That's so cute. When I was little, I think I probably idolized my dad because I'm looking back and I really was into things that he liked. Like, I was really into Star Wars and I was really into this, Indiana Jones, and I was really into, like, the music of Elton John, which, like, I still am, my dudes. But yeah, no, that's just, oh man, I'm getting sappy. It isn't even Father's Day yet. Oh, I hope he's not listening. Ugh. Anyway.
When I was growing up, my dad's favorite movies, I think, were Sister Act 2
Iconic.
and The Sound of Music.
Iconic.
So, not the same.
I mean, those are still quality films, you know?
Absolutely.
It's okay. They don't have to be twins.
And The Sound of Music is like 9 movies. It's so long.
Got an intermission.
Hey, The Sound of Music has Nazis too. I mean,
That's true, but no monkeys.
yeah.
Not enough monkeys, truly.
Just a lonely goat herd.
Oh, I loved that song when I was little. Okay, wait. Have you guys seen the new Bo Burnham special?
Yeah.
When he does the intermission in the middle, it just made me think of The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
For no reason other than because it's an intermission.
Yeah. So Paul Freeman plays the Balak, the other archaeologist who is he's a Nazi monkey. And there is in the critical response section of the Wikipedia page, Pauline Kael, who was a critic and an author, she was the New Yorker critic for like 30 years. She wrote an influential book about Citizen Kane and revisiting the writing of Citizen Kane. But there's a picture of Paul Freeman in 2016, and then below it says, he was singled out for praise by the otherwise critical Pauline Kael for continuing his performance after a fly crawled into his mouth.
Oh, God, that scene. Disgusting. I would never have made it.
Oh, it's so great.
Couldn't have been me. I would have immediately been like, cut.
Commitment to the scene.
Yeah. So you both basically described your first times watching this movie, both with your dad. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you remember from those times, or were they just general?
After the first time, it was on rotation whenever we went on car trips or anything like that. It was always, I'm going to watch Raiders because I'm in the car for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect car movie.
No, because my only good Indiana Jones story that stands out clear in my mind actually does have to do with Crystal Skull. I am so sorry, everyone.
Okay, so we'll wait.
So we're going to have to hold on for that one. It's not that exciting, I promise.
I don't. I unless you locked yourself in a fridge during a nuclear bomb, I don't think it would be.
No, not quite that exciting.
The first time that I watched this movie, continuing on my trend of different experiences, I fell asleep.
No!
I remember this clearly for some reason. We got it on tape from the library. I was watching in the basement with Brian. I don't know where Emmett was. For those of you who don't know, those are my brothers.
Whoa!
Whoa! They're like me, but taller.
Impossible.
It's accurate.
They said it couldn't be done.
Has science gone too far? And I was 6, maybe 5 or 6. I was tired. I fell asleep. I was on the plaid couch that we had in the basement against the wall. I saw the beginning of it, so I saw all the first stuff in South America. But when it got to the stuff at the college, I was like, I'm going to go to bed now. And I fell asleep on the couch under a blanket. And I woke up with my uncle in the basement for some reason. That sounds creepy. He was just standing there talking to my brother. That's normal.
He manifested.
He lived like 2 doors away. So it's not that weird. I feel like anytime a story has, and then I woke up and my uncle was there, you need some disclaimers. And the lights were on in the basement, which was weird because I never watched like TV or stuff with the lights on, but Brian probably turned it on when he came. I remember that specifically for some reason. And then I've seen it a billion times after the fact. I own it on tape and on Blu-ray. It like you said, it's the perfect rewatchable movie.
Yeah.
You could throw it on any time.
Yep.
Like, honestly, I didn't pay that close attention when watching it this time because I was like, oh, yeah, I remember all of this almost word for word.
Right. I still took a page and a half of notes, but it was mainly just for things that I knew about the movie that we might bring up or whatever. Like,
You
no
just don't
plot
want to
points.
forget.
Yeah, no plot points. No, I have this movie memorized front to back.
So, in that case, let's get into it, as
Let's
the
boogie.
kids say. That's as the kids say. So, it starts out and we see a mysterious Tom Selleck-like figure.
Oh, shut up. I'm going to stop you right there. No, that would not have been good.
No, we see a mysterious Harrison Ford-like figure going through the forest with a couple of guides, one being Dr. Octopus, the other being Dr. Gonna Die in a Little Bit of Puss.
I hated that.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And they're going into an abandoned cave, a temple-like cave, to get what we later see is a golden idol. This was my favorite level on the Lego Indiana Jones game.
Oh, yeah.
The
Because it was
first
the
level?
only one I could beat.
I have some fun facts. Well, actually, that's not this movie. Never mind. I will get to them later. They're regarding the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland. So
Why are you talking like a tour guide?
Because I was in my Disneyland voice.
Were you doing your Jungle Cruise voice?
Yeah, I don't know. What's a good Jungle Cruise joke?
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you came for, it's the backside of water.
Oh my god. Yup. Okay, we'll go with that one.
Names.
Anyway, Indy and Alfred Molina, they get to the Cave of Wonders, if you will, where the golden idol is. Indy carefully, after they traverse their way through various booby traps.
Not the boobs. I don't know
Number
why
two?
I just said that. I am so sorry.
Because you knew that I was going to say, some say breasty traps.
It just...
Indy goes to replace the golden idol with a bag of sand, which seems to go well until it doesn't, and the cave begins to collapse around him, and he and Alfred Molina have to run! And as they run to escape the cave, Alfred Molina somehow crosses a pit of death, and he goes, "Throw me the idol, I'll give you the whip," because he has the whip from Indy, and Indy has the idol. "There's no time, throw me the idol, I'll give you the whip," so Indy throws him the idol, and then Alfred Molina just drops the whip. No, he doesn't even drop the whip, he just leaves.
No, he drops the whip.
Okay.
That's an important plot point.
Oh.
I remembered it incorrectly. I thought he picked it from his body later. But he drops the whip, and then Indy has to go and jump over the pit, which of course he doesn't clear. He only catches on by a root that he begins to pull out, but he does make his way out of the pit, rolls under the wall, reaches back to grab his hat.
And the whip.
Finds the body of Alfred Molina stabbed against the wall.
Yeah, why would you do that? Why would you run ahead when you know the place is loaded with booby traps? Why would you
Because it's also
be so careless?
collapsing on top of himself, so...
Well, careless. Truly careless. Hot take.
Indy escapes a big ball as he runs out of the cave.
Wait!
What?
The ball was in this movie?
Yes.
Everything's blurring together. I'm so sorry.
Yes, it's
Okay.
probably the most iconic scene in this movie.
Then I can give my fun fact. I forgot it was in this movie. I thought it was in the next one for God knows what reason. I told you I had a really long day today, okay? Fun fact. On the, okay, it's not, it's just, I'm going to tell it. Okay, so on the roller coaster in Disneyland, at the end of the ride, there's a large ball like that boulder thing that rolls towards you. But it's really cool because on the ride, it looks like it's rolling towards you, but in reality, your car's moving back and the walls are moving, so it looks like you're getting away, but it's just staying in one spot. Very cool. I watched like 5 technical videos on this when I was in a deep depression last year, so...
Indy escapes the cave with the idol, where he is met by seemingly 100 natives, all pointing arrows at him. Poisoned darts. They're gonna kill him. And of course, they're led by a Frenchman. Belloc, the cracked mirror version of Indy, I guess.
The French version. The
Le Français version.
yeah.
That's not how you say version in French. I don't
I
think
don't know.
version's a word in French.
It probably is. Hello, French speakers who listen to the podcast. Write in. How do you say? Version.
Yeah. Hello, people of France. I've insulted you. Please answer our questions.
Well, maybe the Canadians will reach out to us. It's fine.
I was about to say, not the Canadians. I'm picking it up from you.
Oh.
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 Tom looks
Silence
horrified.
is really good for a podcast.
Tom looks horrified.
I don't know how to respond to this.
Well, Indy has to give up the idol to Belloc, and then he makes a dash for it as the natives chase after him, and he meets up with a dude with a plane. I forget his name, but he's wearing a Yankees cap.
It's Jock.
Jacques. It's Jock, not Jacques. Jock.
Jock.
Start the plane, Jock! Start the plane!
Because he has a giant anaconda wink.
Yeah.
Wink.
His anaconda's name is Reggie. The
Wink.
greatest name for a snake ever.
Now, I just want to open by saying, not open, I guess. Gage loves Indiana Jones, right? He's
Yes.
terrified of snakes, just like Indiana Jones is. So every time one comes on screen, he screams and covers his eyes. He probably would not be happy that I'm telling this, but I'm going to. So in that specific scene, he's like, why would you bring a snake? Same as Indy. Lamenting why one would bring a snake on a plane. Now, I don't know.
I think.
Are you teeing up something?
Yeah, are you teeing up a quote?
No, I just was... I
I don't think she follows, Dan.
I do follow. I am not mentioning anything. I'm just having a chat.
Now, Anna,
I'm not going to quote anything today. I don't know
has
this movie good enough.
Has Gage had it with these monkey fighting
Oh
snakes?
my god, that's where
on
you were
this
going?
Monday to Friday plane?
My
Yes!
dumbass was racking the old brain. I was like, what Indiana Jones quote? Did you guys listen to that song by Cobra Starship when you were younger? Snakes on a Plane? So kiss me goodbye, honey.
No.
No.
Oh, wow. You guys weren't emo. Ooh.
No, I was still stuck in new metal.
I guess that was when I was in 8th grade, huh? So you guys would have been in what, 5th grade?
6th grade? Fifth grade, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
You're
that was
younger than you.
that was before your time, maybe.
Oh, stop leaning back so proud.
I think Pete Wentz is in that music video, even though he's not in that song. Yeah, he is. He's on a speakerphone.
Calm down.
So kiss me. I'm gonna send you guys that song later.
Okay.
Anyway, it's called Snakes on a Plane, like the movie
Anyway,
that we're
Indy
not
makes
talking about.
Indy goes back to America where he picks up his day job as an absentee professor for all the hot girls.
Love you.
Could you imagine how much work it took to write that on your eyelids?
Yes. Also,
In 1936 or whatever, you'd have to...
she's using a
Did they have
marker.
ballpoint pens then?
Someone else would have to write it, because you'd have to write it backwards in a mirror. Or someone
Yeah,
else would
she
have
probably
to write
got one
it
of her
for you.
friends to do it.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if they had eyeliner back then. Let me do a goog.
They definitely had eyeliner in
No,
the
but I
30s.
mean, like, I'm looking
That
anyway.
looks like it was written in like a
Yeah, it looks like a permanent marker.
Sharpie. Yeah. So anytime she blinks at someone walking down the street, there's just subliminal messaging. That woman loves me. I should try that.
Okay, you're right. Eyeliner was a standard beauty must in the 30s.
Of course. How else do they get the pouty eyes? That's a
By
little
pouting.
late. The pouty eyes was the 20s, but
Yeah.
at his day job as seemingly the worst professor,
I would totally
hottest
take his
professor.
Class. I would 100% take his class. It was fascinating.
Tom
No
would also
organization.
write "Love You" on his eyes for Indy.
gets distracted too easily. Poor marks. I'm not recommending him for tenure, even though he definitely has tenure.
Okay, but here's the question: would you give Indiana Jones a chili pepper on Rate My Professor?
What is that?
It's hot.
It means they're a hot teacher.
Oh, I only ever reviewed professors on Rate My Professor on their merits, not on their physical attractiveness, you chauvinist.
I wasn't doing it either, but I always like to see, like, if I got a professor, you know, I wanted to see if people were giving him chili peppers or not. I was always curious. I'm pretty sure Father Grant got a chili pepper at one point, which I was like, who did this? That man's a priest. He's married to God.
So Indy is then briefed by two army intelligence agents who tell him that the Nazis have seemingly found the location for, or are digging for, the Ark of the Covenant from the Bible. For those of you who don't know or didn't watch the movie, where it's very clearly explained out, the Ark of the Covenant is what they carried the stone tablets in. The 15, until Moses dropped one, 10 commandments.
Not the 15 No, don't
That's
say
3!
a word.
That's 3!
That's not even 3. Ugh.
Did you recognize one of the army guys?
I did. The larger one Oh, was he Porkins
He
in
was
Star Wars?
Porkins in A New
Yeah.
Hope.
Porkins is a terrible name.
Well, that's what he got. That's his payback for having to play a character named Porkins.
Yeah.
I mean,
He gets to be in Indiana Jones as a regular guy, not named. Well, he might be named Officer Porkins.
We don't
in
know.
this. We don't know.
that's not a very German name, but I mean.
Well, he's American.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I was thinking of the Nazis again.
Of course you would.
Gotta stop.
And Andy basically explains, or the army officers explain, if you have the Ark of the Covenant, by theory, God is behind you. You're invincible. You can't be stopped, and that would be dangerous if the Nazis had it.
Yeah.
Of course, Indy doesn't believe all this mumbo-jumbo. He is a man of archaeology. Is that science?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the study of fossils
It
and
is.
like life, right?
It's 100% science.
Yeah.
Sure.
Isn't it like a form of anthropology? I don't know. This is all coming from the fact that I knew that guy at Marquette who dressed up like Indiana Jones every day was an anthropology major. So that's like where this is all stemming from, this logic.
It took us like that long for him to come up in this conversation.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to be the one to mention him, and yet here we are.
I
So-
honestly forgot about him.
I think about him all the time.
It brought me a little bit of serotonin every day I saw him. So
It really did.
Yeah.
It really did. I'm going to say something controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not to be shallow, but it's what I do best, so I'm going to do it. I think that if he didn't dress like Indiana Jones every day, he would have been hot. There. I said it. Now, am I saying I would have made a move? No, absolutely not. But the Indiana Jones look was a bit much. I think there was
to provide
possibility.
some context for our unaware listeners. From I think like 2014 to 2018.
Yeah, he was definitely younger than me, I think.
Yeah.
Or he was like a non-traditional student.
There was a student at Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our collective alma mater. And when I say our, I mean the Royal Hour. So those of you who are listening, you also graduated from Marquette. Congrats.
Congratulations.
But it was in 2020, so you didn't get a graduation.
Oh, sucks.
And there was a student who every day you would see him. No matter what you were doing, you would walk past
He
him at least once.
always was outside of our languages building, so Loudermere
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Always.
100%. And he was dressed head to toe like Indiana Jones. He had the khakis, he had the vest, he had the whip,
he did. He did
Yeah.
have the whip.
He did.
he had the
it all.
hat, he had the satchel instead
Yes.
of a
Which
backpack.
He
with
did
a
have a
satchel.
satchel.
I don't know how he was allowed to carry a whip on a college campus.
I don't
Right?
know that he always had that. I think it might have been like a prop, like not a real one. So people were like, "It's okay." Maybe he had to paint the tip orange, like a fake gun. I would have
and he-
loved to talk to him, just to
Yeah,
like.
and seemingly
him?
no one ever spoke to him.
Well-
at least no one that I
We
know
saw
did.
him walking
Yes.
between periods. So, like,
Dan,
Anna.
you do know someone who talked to him. And I'm not getting into this on the podcast. After we're finished recording, I'll explain. It's not me.
Okay.
It's somebody else. I know this man's name.
okay.
Oh,
He does not have a social media account anymore.
darn it!
I looked. I'm fascinated by him. I am absolutely, enamored by his existence. I feel so creepy saying that. Okay, more power to him.
Oh my god,
You-
I loved him.
You do you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what's going on in that little brain, my dude? Do you think you're Indiana Jones?
Without knowing him at all, there was also somebody who drove around a Jurassic Park Jeep on
Yes,
campus.
and there was a Ghostbusters car. I have a picture of you and Nick Courtnier standing in front of it.
I know.
Still on my phone. I couldn't bring myself to delete it. It was too cute.
The Jurassic Park Jeep guy was a caddy. He was an Evans Scholar.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I think you were saying he was catty like he was a bitch?
No, I like to think that they were all friends. Like that was their friend group.
I hope so. That's cute.
They based it off of classic 80s and 90s films.
I mean,
How can
more
I
power
join?
to him.
Yeah.
What do I have? Who do I have to dress up as to join? You know.
Pick a
There was
Spielberg movie.
Was that? No, that was my sophomore year of college when the DeLorean showed up on campus on the day that Marty goes back in time. Yeah. Or goes forward in time.
2015, yeah.
Yep,
No,
yeah.
I was sadly in high school.
Oh, there's a picture of me in a DeLorean. Aileen took them, so it was a good day.
Back to the movie. Indy goes to Nepal to meet with Marion Ravenswood, who's the daughter of the man who was the best archaeologist at finding...
Pause again. I'm going to say something. Tom, I'm not sorry. This part does not sit well with me, Daniel.
What, the drinking contest?
No, the fact that she was far underage when she and Indy got together.
I
wrote
a note about this.
Disgusting. Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to make
in the
sure.
novelization, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I looked up how old she was. She was 15 and he was 25.
I was a child and you knew it.
If any of my 25-year-old friends said, hey, I met this babe, and they brought home a literal child, I would throw them out of my house.
Oh, it's awful.
And I'd keep the child and call 911. Thank you.
It's awful.
As you should. I saw a tweet today that was, maybe if Steven Tyler didn't groom children, Janie wouldn't have needed to got a gun. And it seems pretty relevant to this.
He has I don't know, maybe it's a cover-up, but he has like a battered women's home that's called like Janie's house. That's for, maybe it's just for kids, but it's like I don't want to say rescue because that's for animals. It's a place for people who are, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, well, that is good at least.
Yeah, it is good, but yeah, I mean, he could have led a yucky past. We don't know the truth about anything.
But yeah, a relationship between a 25-year-old and a 15-year-old is not great.
No.
Disgusting.
It's awful.
But now they're both adults.
No.
In the film.
I still hate it.
Oh, at the end
it doesn't sit well with me.
At the end of that initial conversation, he goes, "Trust me," and then smiles, and I'm like, "Oh, shut the fuck up."
Disgusting, disgusting, disgusting.
Oh, get that out of here.
While they're at the bar in Nepal.
Nice.
The Gestapo show up, and specifically, Arnold Tote is the name of the creepy one.
Everyone knows
that
who
the guy-
exactly who you're talking about.
Is that the one who looks like Dr. Doom? Not Dr. Doom. That's a character.
Yes,
from
Dr. Evil.
No, I was talking about the one from Roger Rabbit. Judge Doom.
Judge Doom.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's played by Christopher Lloyd.
The evil.
He's the one who wears the hat and the vest. Yeah. They engage in a fight. Some would call it fisticuffs. Indy asks for some scotch in the middle of the fight.
My favorite part is when they shot the fire and then the logs jump out of the fire. Like, logs wouldn't move from bullets.
My personal favorite part is when there's somebody that you can very clearly see has on, like, face prosthetics.
Yeah.
And then it's because they catch on fire, like, a mere, 5 seconds later. Because we're like, that man looks sickly. And then it's because his prosthetics are meant to burn off. So.
Right.
My favorite is when Indy asks for scotch in the middle of the fight so he can smash it over the guy who he's fighting's head.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
The bar gets burnt down. The medallion that Marion has, which shows the location of the Ark in the lost city of Tanis, which is where the Nazis have found in Egypt. She still has it, but it is also burnt into the hand of the creepy boy.
His little claw hand.
And then Marion forces Indy to take her along with him because guess what? I'm your goddamn partner!
Great line.
She got that Stockholm
It is a great
syndrome, if
line.
ever I've seen it.
It's great line delivery. There's no way she should have turned around that quickly and joined Indy. But I guess everything else burned down, so she had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to be psychological, but something that I vaguely remember from psych class is people who, if their first relationship was one of non-equal power dynamics, always wanting to please the person in the first relationship. This is making Indiana Jones just be awful.
Dan, I'm so glad you're saying this because I literally was thinking I was about to open my mouth and say, I'm no doctor, but then you did it! I'm so proud.
Look at us.
Not
3
doctors.
non-doctors.
Not a one of us graduated with a psych degree, am I right?
No,
I took psych twice.
Okay,
did too.
I also took psych twice.
Yeah, we
because
all did.
So that makes us, we're doctors, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, taking AP Psych in high school and then not doing well enough on the test and then having to take it again in college.
Amen.
And barely passing because
Amen.
of
I'll
the
drink
extra
to
credit
that.
they offer.
Exactly.
I'll drink to that.
You don't understand how many of those psych evaluations outside of class where they had you fill out forms and stuff for research studies. I did 100 of those.
I got
because you
stood
got
up
1 point for every one that you did.
Yeah.
So I did every single one.
I got stood up for one. I went to go do it and nobody showed up.
Wow.
So I had to call the number that was on the sheet and they were like, "Oh my god, no, I didn't think anybody signed up for today." And I was like, "Okay, I had 6 professors walk past me. I've just been sitting here for an hour. I have a class soon. Are we going to do this or not?" So they ran over.
I'm sweating and the professors are looking at me weird. They're
Please.
all standing in a huddle.
Please, they probably think I'm a homeless person just sitting on the ground. I'm going to call the police on me in 2 seconds.
So, Indy and Marion travel to Cairo, where they meet Indy's friend Sala.
Excuse me, it's pronounced Gimli. No?
I'm sorry.
Oh, he plays one of the dwarves.
I get it.
Tom said, so I'm explaining. I'll find a picture of Gimli for you,
know
Tom.
The monkey is voiced by the same voice actor who did Abu in Aladdin?
That is everything.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
good at voicing monkeys.
Is he a Nazi?
This is Gimli. He's a dwarf.
To provide the visual description, Anna just held her phone up and had a picture of Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Oop, now I'm gone. Oop, that's
Now
Fall Out
she's-
Boy. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Yeah.
she's holding up a picture of John Rhys Davies out of character, and then a picture of Gimli next to him. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of All Things Considered, the visual podcast.
This week's episode of Dan Describes What Anna's Doing.
Now she is looking downwards.
It's because I'm fighting the urge to sing I See Fire, which is from The Hobbit. It has nothing to do with Gimli, but anytime somebody even breathes a quote or mentions Lord of the Rings, I really just, "Oh, misty eye of the mountain below."
I need to point out for the listeners that before we started recording, we were talking about potential movies that we could do in the future, and Anna was like, "It better not be the Lord of the Rings extended version."
Correct. I just
then
like
you're
the
just-
cute parts.
Oh my gosh, they're too long.
I don't
the
know how many
regular
times-
ones are too long.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
I literally don't know how many times I have to tell you I only like the cute parts of the Lord of the Rings, but that's a discussion for another day.
Yes, because right now we're discussing Indiana Jones.
Yes. But it wouldn't be us if we didn't get off topic.
Speaking of topics, do you know that that's a hair product? The Topic is a hair it's like a hair filler that makes your hair look thicker for balding people. It's supposed to. It doesn't actually do it.
Are you trying something new, Dan?
No, you said off topic, so I was trying to go off topic on topic.
Okay.
That didn't
Let's press
land.
on. Let's press on.
Haha, jokes are fun. So this is where Indy learns that Belloc
Gimli.
is a player for the Clippers. Belloc is working for the Nazis, and they have hired or shanghaied every digger of Egypt, and they have basically recreated the medallion that was burned into Judge Doom's hand.
His
claw
claw.
hand.
Thank you.
And they think that they have, because they found the map room, and they think that they have found the spot of the Ark, so they're digging there. But what they don't realize is that medallion, baby, it's two-sided, like everything is. So it's missing. It is missing some of the descriptions that they need. Their staff is too long.
This
Pause for laughter.
Goodbye.
this scene where they're translating both sides of the medallion has my three of my favorite lines in the movie back to back to back.
Very nice.
Because it goes, "They're digging in the wrong place," both Indy and Sala simultaneously. And then Sala goes into singing, "I am the monarch of the
Monarch
sea,
of the sea.
the ruler
I
of
am the sultan."
ruler of the Queen's Navy," and then they immediately goes into one of the most iconic lines in the movie, where Indy throws up a date, and then Sala grabs it and says, "Bad
dates."
Oh, freaking bad
Classic.
dates. And the monkey is dead.
The monkey is
Yes.
dead.
What a good actor.
The Nazi monkey is dead. Prior to this, however, there was a big chase in downtown Cairo. That I don't. You've seen it. I know you've seen this. If you've seen any part of the movie, this is the part you've seen. If it's not the last scene,
It's in every classic movie, real action scene thing. Like, it's iconic.
yeah. Basically, the chase, run, fight, hijinks ensue. Indy
There's a
shoots
cat.
a guy instead of getting into a whip fight. There's a cat.
Yeah, at one point, Indy tries to go down a hallway, or not an hallway, an alleyway, and there's just a cat, and it sees him, and it freezes, and then it runs away. It's iconic.
And it appears that Marion has died.
Yeah.
Rip.
So-
Pour one out for Marion.
So the shot where Indy shoots the swordsman, and it's like he just doesn't want to fight him, and he shoots him, because why not just shoot him? The reason behind that is because Harrison Ford was sick, like incredibly sick, and Steven Spielberg was the only one not to get sick because he only ate canned food shipped from Britain.
That's so picky. I mean, like, if it's going to keep you from getting sick, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was a good idea.
Only one. Yeah.
So then Indy, he meets with Belloc, and he's like, they have a conversation. Belloc's like, I'm doing... He has the Nazi talking point of, I'm doing my job. And they have a philosophical discussion.
They do.
And then it's time for digging! Indy, wearing a turban, doing his best Lawrence of Arabia impression. Belloc and a crew go out to dig to find the Well of Souls, while Marion, she has been kidnapped. She is now tied inside Belloc's tent, where she gets visited by the creepy German. The German with the biggest jaw possible is also along with him.
These descriptions are everything, Dan.
Am I wrong?
No.
He has
No.
a jaw the size of a 32-inch TV.
Wow. It's bigger than our TV, I think.
Like, you know, you could just, your, like, body measurements? Mm-hmm. They don't normally do jaw.
No, they don't.
But he has, like, a 36-inch jaw.
You think he has to buy specially made shirts that he can put on over his head?
Yeah, I don't think he can fit in a t-shirt because it
It
just
has to be a button-up only.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Where are your V-necks? Show me to your deepest V.
No! No! Not the deep V's!
If I cannot fit my entire waist through it, it is too small. So they're digging. They find the Ark. Well, they're digging a lot, and then right as they open the top of the room where they think the Ark is, Indy looks down and, uh-oh, what's that on the ground moving?
Snacks.
No step on snack.
Indy, why does the floor move?
Danger noodles.
Snakes. Why does it always have to be snakes?
I will say, he deals with the snakes in the best way possible. He's shooting gasoline at them and then lighting them on fire.
I don't think that is the best way possible. Hello, it's me, Anna Otto, animal rights activist.
I have another fun fact about the snakes.
Can I guess
excited
what
to
it
hear
is?
it.
Go ahead. I'm sure you...
They were Union.
Oh, no.
Good for them.
There were about 5,000 snakes used because the set was, like, gigantic.
Yeah.
The set was built in Elwood Studios, which is where The Shining was filmed.
Sorry, I'm screaming so much today. I can only imagine how annoying that is, but I just was very excited. Except, I shouldn't even be screaming because I like the book. I don't like Stanley Kubrick, but that's for another discussion too. Carry on.
Half the snakes weren't snakes. They were legless lizards.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hi. Where were the lizard's legs?
Not at Elwood Studios.
Is that something that they were born that way,
Yeah,
or should I be calling the 80s?
No,
Okay.
they're calling the 80s.
Yeah, to complain.
No, they're just lizards that have no legs. But you can tell which ones are lizards because snakes can't blink. So if you see any of the snakes that can blink, those are the lizards.
Wait, that's so cute. I'm kind of obsessed. Okay. I loved that fact.
And
Thank you.
And there was a piece of glass between Harrison Ford and the cobra.
Yeah, I knew
Good,
that.
because spooky. I don't even like getting close to them when I'm at the zoo. They make me nervous.
They also, as a backup, they had a cobra puppet made, just in case. A little hand puppet of a cobra.
I'm picturing like a woolly hand puppet.
It's a hand puppet.
Like two big eyes on top. They're like, hi, Indiana.
It's moving.
Don't
Like,
come
I
close.
think they got the real snake to work,
Yes.
so it was fine.
Slither,
I wonder how they got.
slither.
They probably had to poke it. That makes me a little sad. He deserves to be treated like a king. He is a king cobra after all. Anyway, I enjoyed it nonetheless. I also would have still been scared even though there was glass in between us. Hiss.
So, Anna's holding her hand up like the snake.
Slithering towards you.
Indy and John Rhys Davies go down and they start looking and stuff, but they don't find anything. And then as they go to climb back up, it's the Nazis.
Oh no!
That's the common saying. They've replaced SpaghettiOs with it's the Nazis.
Yep.
I mean,
And as a punishment, apparently, they send Marion down into the cavern with Indy to die by the snakes.
and she's wearing like this gorgeous white dress that I'm pretty sure I saw at a dry goods when I was at the mall last. So, and it gets destroyed in like 2 seconds. Tragic, am I right? Yeah. Thank you.
Did you say K-tragic?
Tragic.
What is
I don't know.
K
It sounds
as in like Spanish? I thought the letter K.
no K like how.
Yeah.
I love how Bellic yells down, maybe in 1,000 years it'll be worth something too. And then Indy goes, you son of a bitch.
That's
I
mean, that's a good burn if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's a good way to call somebody worthless. Maybe I'll start saying that to somebody now. When I really want to get them.
I feel like in reality, if you did it, they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's worth
it's
a
a
shot.
thinker insult.
And you
Good.
have to be burying somebody alive.
Yeah, I'm burying them in my roast, Tom. Just zinger after zinger, and that's the last one I say, you know?
Okay.
I guess I could just hit him with the old take a long walk off a short pier and be unoriginal. Like always.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
It's Leaf, you idiot. Iconic.
So Indy and Marion, they're fighting off the snakes. And then Indy notices a hole in the wall where the snakes are coming through. And he's like, well, I have no other option. So he climbs one of the giant-ass statues that they're buried with.
Too scary.
And tips it over and smashes it through the wall. And while they're in there, they find a room that is full of skeletons. So Anna's dream house.
They also find me in there just vibing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's me and the skellies.
Yeah, all the screaming dead skeletons, and then you just like wearing sunglasses and sipping a drink.
Probably a LaCroix, if we're being honest. A limoncello LaMancello.
Limoncello, please.
A
Use its
limoncello.
Christian name.
You can't even see it because I have my background up. It's limoncello. Also, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I really want to get a skeleton that I can decorate and leave on my porch like for each season. Is that creepy or cool? Be honest.
That's cool. There's
Thank
a
you.
house in Whitefish Bay that has one of the giant Home Depot skeletons
Ugh,
that
goals.
they decorate for seasons.
Nice.
See how cute is that? It's so cute. Okay,
They
carry
always
on.
look so happy.
Yeah, I want a happy skeleton. Wait, have you seen this story about the little boy who, like, made friends with a skeleton?
With the skeleton that has to take him,
Yes.
like, everywhere to the park and everything?
Yes. Okay. I'm done now. This warms my cold, dead heart.
Remember, if you think your kid's weird, at least he has living friends.
Yeah. Yup.
So they break out into the sun, and they're alive, yay! And then they are just over an airfield where they are going to escape. The Nazis at this point have taken the Ark of the Covenant. Covenant.
You were right the first time. You're good. You got there. Is this the point where one of the Nazis says something along the lines of, I don't want to do any of that Jewish stuff?
I don't remember that line, but it
I
sounds
do.
right.
Oh my god, there's a scene when they're on the boat.
Oh, that's later.
Where they
Oh,
have...
that's in the future.
That's later.
Okay, sorry, I'm jumping ahead then. We'll get to it.
No, this is the scene where they all go, huh? Ho, ho, ho. Ah. They don't really use
This is
words
episode
in
of
this
Home
scene.
Improvement.
Yeah, at the airfield, they go to hijack an airplane back when it was cool. And
What, like Friday when somebody tried to hijack an airplane?
What?
yeah, that was uncool, man.
Those weren't vibes. Those were not good vibes.
And Marion gets locked in the cockpit. While Indy is fighting a regular-sized mechanic, and then he fights a circus strongman-sized mechanic.
Yeah, but then the guy's head gets burst into a million gajillion pieces because apparently he can't hear that there's a whole engine behind him that's running.
I mean,
Yeah, the plane is spinning around.
yeah. I mean,
Literally,
just-
he's so focused on the throwing of hands that he doesn't even hear the plane coming towards him.
I was built for this!
No,
Ah.
not built for taking on a plane, my dude.
Who would win in a fight? One big Nazi or one spinny boy?
Spinny boy every time.
I remember this scene specifically from when I was a kid and thinking it was really cool.
oh, this was my favorite scene as a kid.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the blood splattering everywhere. I thought that was really cool.
I just thought the plane looked cool because that plane never existed in real life.
Really?
It's not aerodynamic in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, I thought it was a real plane.
I don't
It's
think
it.
so.
It lives at Disney World now, I think.
Oh yeah, it's part of the Indiana Jones show.
Yes, which I have seen.
Yeah, the wings go like this. They like bend
Yeah.
down. It doesn't look like it can fly, but it's a cool looking.
You know who
plane.
else? You know who else didn't look like they could fly? Icarus. Look where it got him.
You know what
Icarus
else?
had wings. Like
You know what
he
else?
looked aerodynamic.
I only got about 80% of the way through that story, so I assume everything went really good.
You know,
He got up in the air and he was flying up in the sky with his dad, and it was perfect. Beautiful male relationship.
yup, that's what that is. Bumblebees.
The story
shouldn't
is
be able to
have a
fly.
hobby with your father, right?
Yup, that's
the
the
moral?
story. That's the moral. Bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly because they're too fat.
Wow.
They're cute. Okay, go on.
So, they end up blowing up the plane because they light fuel on fire. But Indy and Marion escape, and then the Nazis are transporting the truck back into the city. So there's now a chase in a car, and things are looking like a chase scene.
Yeah, there's guns and shooting, and Indy gets shot in the arm, but it apparently doesn't stop him from climbing under a car and getting major butt rash from his pants sliding on the street. And anyway,
The main takeaway I have is that this film was created to remind you that Mercedes-Benz made cars for the Nazis.
I mean, they're a German company, so that makes sense.
we were discussing, do you think that it would have been like funny if it was Volkswagen instead?
I
Like
think.
they're all driving around in little Beetles?
Oh, yeah, that would have made it a lot more funny.
Thank you.
I watching this scene, I was reminded of probably my favorite scene from a certain little film called The Crocodile Hunter Collision Course, now streaming on HBO Max.
Oh my god.
They recreate this entire scene because a snake escapes. Or like,
really?
So like they're fighting, I mean, in the movie, they're fighting the bad guys who are trying to steal the satellite that was in a gator's stomach. Watch the movie, it's great. But they recreate this scene where they're fighting on a moving truck and then a snake escapes and is like part of the fight. And he's fighting with a snake. It's great. You should watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this movie in theaters, dead ass.
Oh, I wore the DVD out. I wore the DVD
Hell
out.
yeah! My dad took me to see it because I had a crush on Steve Irwin when I was little.
Oh, I had a crush on Steve Irwin. Are you kidding me? Oh my god!
I'm so glad that we lived these parallel lives. My dad and I just watched The Crocodile Hunter together when we were little a lot. It was like one of our things. Tom, we are kindred spirits tonight. Truly.
My dad and I would sometimes watch Air Force One.
Get off
Dan, you
my
can come over.
plane.
TNT.
I'll watch Crocodile Hunter reruns with you, Dan. Come on over.
I never watched The Crocodile Hunter. I was
You're
not
about
interested.
to, son.
Can we skip?
Oh, you're my dad? Happy Father's Day, I guess.
Thank you.
Can we sub Crystal Skull for Crocodile Hunter Collision Course?
Yes. Or we just do a bonus Jonas movie and watch that instead. Or also, I mean, Tom can be the guest also.
So, at the end of this chase, Indy forces Dietrich and Bullock's cars off the road. But the Ark has gotten to safety. This is also where we see one of the two digitally inserted shots that they've changed from the release of the car flying off the side of the cliff. It's very obvious because it was originally flying off on a matte painting, and then they did it digitally, and you can tell.
You can tell.
Yeah. And then it is time to board a steamer ship.
Here we go.
Nobody is there waving goodbye to the ship, however. The upper class don't spend their time waving at ships.
It's a pirate ship.
Arg.
Yeah. The pirate women aren't waving goodbye.
The pirate
Waving their hooks.
I think that's your first thing is the pirate women. I don't know of many women who are pirates.
If there
was no beard.
No beard. That's what they call me.
On the ship, Indy and Marion rekindle their love.
Disgusting,
It hurts
honestly.
here.
I literally, if I was Marion and some man said that to me, throw him out. If Gage said that to me, throw him out. Just kidding.
Anna and I were watching it, and she was like, "This is like you when you're sunburnt, and I'm trying to hug you."
Yup, that's how Gage is. He's the exact same way.
Well, I don't want you touching my sunburn. It hurts.
Gage just doesn't want me touching him in a sentence, so.
Good, like a good Christian man.
Yeah. He tries to build a wall with our pillows every night. I think I told you this. I think I did tell you this, but the other night I, in my sleep, pulled all the blankets off of him and grabbed his thigh like with a demon claw. And he said it was the scariest thing. I have no memory of this. Absolutely no memory. And he was like, I thought you were going to drag me to hell. I was like, I'm sorry. My bad. Honestly, my bad.
He looks up and it looks like he just has bite marks in his leg from
Probably.
your nails.
Because I have these fake nails, right? So they probably leave a little mark, you know? My bad. Well, thank God he's dating me so nobody else has to experience getting dragged to hell by my claws. Am I right?
Yeah. So the ship gets overtaken, of course, by the Nazis. And this is where the captain says, I don't want to do any of those Jew things. But he's doing it to blend in with the Nazis.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot who said it. I just remember hearing it and being so shook. That I was like, oh.
Yeah, he's trying to protect Marion and doesn't know where Indy is.
Yeah.
No. I think you're thinking of somebody else.
No, the pirate, the captain of the pirate ship.
The captain of
The
the pirate
black
ship,
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't say anything about the Jew things. It's an actual Nazi character who says that. But yes, he does
That
say he
makes
doesn't
sense.
know where Indy is.
Yeah.
Because he is the bomb.
And then
The
we see where
pirate, not
Indy
the
is.
Nazi,
And he
to
is
clarify.
swimming over on top to the U-boat to climb inside and sneak
His
in.
ability to hold his breath is impeccable.
Okay. He doesn't sneak in. And it's never explained in the movie how he stayed alive the entire time on the submarine.
He just clung on for dear life.
So when I found the special edition, or the special effects, special add-ons DVD on my box set.
Special features,
that's the word I was looking for. I'm like, okay, I'll watch the special features before I go and talk intelligently about this movie. So I watched behind the scenes of Raiders, and there was an entire removed scene with him holding onto the periscope the entire time. So
for dear life.
So so the submarine never went below periscope depth. So he was grasping onto this periscope the entire time. They spent like an entire day shooting him holding onto a periscope and like trying to sleep and trying to like
oh god,
that's
survive
hilarious.
The entire time. And they just cut the whole thing out of the movie and made it. Oh, he's wet when they come back. Cool.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, probably for the best.
the amount of trust he had that they wouldn't go underwater is a lot. It's very high.
So Indy, they get to port, I guess.
On like an island.
Yeah, and he has found a small Nazi that he beats up to take his clothes, and then an Indy-sized Nazi to take his clothes.
Because he gets yelled at for not fitting into the uniform.
Yeah. Well, we assume that's what he's getting yelled at. Maybe it's just a very expressive German man.
Maybe. I mean, he was like
grabbing your clothes.
No.
Yeah, how do you know he's not saying like, this color really suits your face, like your skin tone, you look so handsome, like wow.
Because they're Nazis.
Just dudes being bros. Just dudes being bros.
And
Yes,
to
Dan?
build off of Tom's point, I want to point out that you just said just dudes being bros.
No.
Two Nazis.
No, I meant just dudes complimenting each other is just dudes being bros. Committing genocide is not just dudes being bros. That's the clarification right there.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Thank you. I will.
Andy sees that Marion is still alive because, of course, Balak really only cares about his treasure, her.
Oh, God.
I mean, that
I
too.
hated
What?
it.
God,
I
What's
hated
wrong
it.
about that?
That's not dudes being bros. Simping for women, what is it? Yeah, simping for women, tired. Simping for your bros, wired.
Andy then sees the group, so of course what he does is he points an RPG at them. Just a big bazooka missile. And he's like, I'll blow you all to hell, including the Ark. But Balak knows he's an archaeologist. He wouldn't do that. Even though he's a bad archaeologist. I'll say it now. Indiana Jones doesn't follow all the proper steps.
Oh, I mean,
I
doesn't
don't think
care.
he carefully
They-
dusts things off, ever.
I mean, they also talk about that in the movie. Like, he talks to Marcus about it. He's like, we're not actually archaeologists.
Yeah.
He's just going on adventures on the college that he teaches at. Their dollar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the U.S.
The
military
dream.
dollar right now.
He's going on my tax dollars?
Your
I don't
tax
think so.
money.
Not my taxes.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Oh, Daniel!
So Balak calls his bluff. Indy acquiesces, and they get tied up to a pole as they go through the ceremony to open up the Ark of the Covenant.
Very scary moment here. This is
Yeah.
okay. This is the aforementioned Jewish stuff they were talking about because they have to speak in Hebrew, and apparently that's terrifying. Oh,
It's only terrifying to speak in Hebrew, I feel like, during your bar mitzvah, if you haven't practiced
yeah. When
enough.
like all the pretty girls in your class are there, like watching, and you
Yeah.
know you're gonna
Yeah.
try to sneak a little kiss from one of them tonight. Also, as soon as you nail this, you're about to eat tons of food, dance, and get tons of presents.
Right?
I didn't get to attend any bar mitzvahs growing up, but I have some Jewish family members, and I have heard the
You
stories.
didn't get to attend your family members' bar mitzvahs?
They live in Minnesota.
Oh, that's such a far drive.
Minnesota.
You both can just F off. And it was hard because it was in the middle of the week, and they're technically my second cousins. I've only met them once. They're very nice, though.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Thank you.
So they go through the ceremony of opening up the Ark, and there's nothing in there. Seemingly,
Except for
there's
the
nothing,
wrath
just
of
sand.
Jesus.
Yeah, that too.
I couldn't remember if it was... I knew it was when they opened it, but I couldn't remember if they had to touch it to melt or if it would just happen. So as soon as they touched it, I was like, y'all about to melt. But then nothing happened, and I was like, I'm an idiot.
Lightning,
So...
beams of light, power of God.
Yeah.
The ghosts that like were weirdly beautiful that come out,
Yeah.
too scary. Too scary.
Yeah, the ghosts come out and start flying around the Nazis. Beautiful and terrifying.
Yeah.
Just like angels are supposed to be.
Until it gets a little more terrifying when all the Nazis get their stomachs caved in by a flash of light. A face melts, another face melts, and a face explodes.
The greatest,
sucks
the greatest
to suck.
facial reactions I've seen on
Yes.
Yeah, one of those guys, I don't remember which one it is, but he has
film.
the
The guy
best
on the
shocked.
left.
Yes, he
Yeah.
has the best shocked face. I watched this movie with a group of people, and all of us were like, wow.
Yeah.
They could have literally showed him for 10 minutes. That's
His
all I
eyes
wanted
were
to
like
watch.
Were like hand size
Yeah.
bulging
It
out
looked
of his head.
it looked Monty Python-esque. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
He was
just like,
he was
oh,
leaving it all out there.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "This, I'm inviting my whole family to see this movie. I better leave my all on the screen."
And by my all, he means my eyes.
Yeah, just gotta show them the money makers, my eyes, my beautiful 2 blue orbs. Oh, I see y'all didn't read a Wattpad fan fiction growing up.
No.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Oh no! Please laugh. Thank you.
Okay, Jeb.
I was gonna say, please clap.
So Indy and Marion, they end up fine because they didn't open their eyes. And then all the corpses are all carried to the sky, and all the souls return into the Ark, and
Into
the Ark
heck.
closes itself up. It's like that machine where when you flip the switch, it just pops up and flips the switch off and then retracts in.
I mean,
Honestly,
God is really
for the
good at
best.
cleaning up his messes.
Apparently.
He said,
Normally it's a flood.
He said, I reaped all the souls I wanted to take today, so I'll just clean up this little messy mess for you. I defeated the Nazis. You're good to go. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Defeated
And then
the
Indy and
Nazis.
Marion,
Yep. That's what God says. He said, I did that for you.
in 1936, it seems like he missed a bit.
Well,
He didn't get the big guy.
yeah. That's something you should discuss with him. I don't think I'm at liberty to speak on his behalf.
Indy and Marion, they're fine. How do they get off the island? We don't know, but they do.
Power of God, obviously.
There's a submarine.
They hold on to the.
They
to
both
the
hold on to the
stalk
periscope.
Again. Yes,
They
the
drive
periscope.
the submarine.
Where did
No,
they
they
take
hold on to
lessons?
the periscope again.
So later, Indy is with Marcus from earlier in the movie, and they're talking to the army officers about the whereabouts of the Ark. Tom, where is the Ark?
It's in a hangar in the middle of the unknown desert.
And Tom, who's looking after it?
Top men.
Yup.
As Porker says,
Yes.
top men.
As opposed to bottom men. Happy
Not
Pride.
good. I mean, the museum was supposed to get it. It belongs in a
Yeah, it
museum.
belongs in a museum.
Which is, I don't think is said in this movie.
I think he says it.
When does he say it, though?
In the movie?
Like, when?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he said it in this argument about it. Don't quote
Yeah.
me. Quote
Yeah,
this
I
quote.
think he does. Because I don't think he says it in any of the other movies about anything specific. Does he say it about the idol at the beginning? To Belloc?
I don't. He might.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Belloc's selling it.
yeah.
Anyway. Indy and Marion leave the steps of the federal building that they're in to go and get a sandwich. And then we see the crate with the Ark being rolled in to a giant-ass warehouse with a bunch of other crates.
Like a jillion of them.
It's a matte painting.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And then the credits roll, and that is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And we applaud for a classic
You
movie.
stand up and applaud. You're required.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. As the J. Willie music swells.
For some reason, that made me think of Jay Williams, who's an ESPN basketball commentator. I'm like, I don't want to hear his music.
No, John Williams. I plan
know
to
who
have
John
a
Williams
John Williams themed wedding. Did I ever tell you that?
You're gonna have a
Steven Spielberg themed wedding, essentially.
No, just the music.
I thought you were gonna have a Jurassic Park themed wedding.
And who did the music for Jurassic Park,
John
my
Williams.
friend? Thank you.
Yeah, that's just a Jurassic Park themed wedding.
No,
Okay.
no, don't. No, I have it all planned out. At the reception, each table is going to be themed after a different John Williams piece. Probably going to be movie specific, but it's probably going to be specific to like the actual piece. I've been reflecting on this a lot just because I have free time and I love John Williams, and I'm also the stereotype girl that loves to plan her wedding at 25 years old, like a true mature adult. Thank you.
If this were the 30s, you'd be an old hag.
I'd be an old maid. They'd be like, "Oh, she's all dried up."
You don't have 5 kids already? What are you doing?
Living my life.
What are you living with your lifelong heterosexual best friend and roommate?
My gal pal. Have you read?
There was a thing where somebody pulled up all these clips from Supermarket Sweep, where the teams were 2 women who were friends and roommates.
Yes. They made fun of that on SNL. It was everything.
Yeah. Like Indiana Jones, somehow. That connects. I don't know. Tom, what do you think of the movie?
I love this movie. I love this movie with all my heart, and it's probably a desert island movie. Like, if this is the if I had to watch one movie over and over again, I would be totally fine watching Raiders for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's great.
It has everything. It has action. It has comedy. It has drama. It has Nazis.
It has a not so great relationship, but they're both adults now, so I guess it's a little bit better.
Everything you want.
Just everything you want.
Alfred Molina. It has everything you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, what about you?
I liked it. I mean, I'm not as strong about it as Tom is. It does evoke happy feelings for me, though. But I'm sorry, Tom. I'm not matching you in the enthusiasm.
That's fine.
I like Indiana Jones. I just don't love Indiana Jones. And I think it's because, not to sound like a baby, I'm not afraid of snakes, but I don't like having to watch them repeatedly on screen. I'm not like Gage where I have to look away, but I just am like, ugh, ew, after a while, Mm-hmm. Again, I only like the fun, cute parts in Lord of the Rings, i.e. I only like some of the cuter parts in this movie. Like the love view on the eyes. I think that's hilarious. And then I'm just kind of vibing for the rest of the time. So, Dan?
I thought it was wonderful.
I mean, yes, it's a classic.
Tom covered all my points. It has everything that you want in a movie. And, like, the world building is great. They set it up where everything that happens is believable for the world that it's in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
super
fair.
well written. The story's so fun. It made me want to go to 1930s Egypt as an archaeologist and dig for things, if only for the fashion, because, man, I can rock some plaids and some khakis.
So what I'm hearing is there could have been 2 Indiana Joneses on Marquette University's campus.
There could have.
You 3, and
I
you
would have
both
done that.
robbed us of our opportunity to experience such majesty.
I know.
There could have been swinging from trees and running from rocks and hats, but you 2 just decided to not do that for us. Wow.
I was also thinking, like, it's interesting that, like, there is some, like, supernatural parts of this movie, obviously, but they still feel incredibly grounded in reality. A lot
Yes.
more.
It's believable.
Yeah, a lot more than like E.T. or Spielberg's other, like Jurassic Park. Like this one is the most grounded in reality.
I don't know if this is the most grounded in reality of all of Spielberg's
not all
movies.
of them.
What about Jaws, which painted sharks in a negative light for many years, but we're not going to discuss that portion. That's very grounded in reality.
That's also very grounded in reality, except for the fact that there's no such thing as a rogue shark.
Correct.
Yeah.
Respect sharks, respect the oceans. Thank you.
I love sharks.
I've gotten
You
very
know, I
hippy
was
dippy
gonna-
this episode. I'm sorry, friends.
I was gonna go with like Schindler's List or
Oh, yeah.
Munich as the ones grounded in
yeah.
reality.
Oh, you mean the ones based on real life? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of those.
No. Boring. Yawn. Snooze.
So some trivia about the movie: the plane that they're fighting in front of, that Tom said didn't exist. It was based on the fictional, or it was based on the Horton Ho 229, which
Yes,
didn't exist
The
at
Horton
the time.
Hears a Who.
But there was another real Nazi flying wing design
Yeah.
that was almost identical to the one used in the movie that they never built. But looking at the schematics for it, it basically looks exactly like it.
Wow. I mean, it looks like a believable, like, it looks like a Nazi plane. Like, it works as a Nazi plane. It's just, you look at that and you're like, how does that fly?
I do
Yeah.
believe that it was a plane, but yeah, doesn't look.
The actor who's the giant Nazi who gets eaten by the plane's propeller also played the guy with the prosthetic face that gets burned in the face.
Oh, what a star. What a multi-talented star,
Nice.
honestly.
The scene where Indy points the rocket at the Nazis, that is the same little area in Tunisia where R2-D2 hides from the Jawas in the little side cave. There is a scene where Spielberg has a ring of torches to keep the snakes away, but because they're snakes, they were drawn towards the heat
No.
and kept going close to it. And at
Silly
one point,
snakes.
Spielberg grabbed one of the snakes by what he thought was the neck and yelled, "Why do you like fire? You're supposed to hate fire. You're ruining my movie."
So it's
And
not
if I had
grounded in
seen-
reality. When they burn
Yeah.
the snakes, they like it.
If I see Mr. Spielberg handling one of my snackers like that, I will say something.
Snackers?
Yeah, snake actors.
I love that.
My snackers. Mr. Spielberg unhand my snacker. Julius the snacker. His name is Julius.
Tom Selleck auditioned for the role of Indiana Jones and had to turn it down because of his role on Magnum P.I.
Why did I think you were gonna say Friends? I don't know. It wasn't even when that show
15
was
years
on.
before he was on Friends.
I don't know what just came over me. I don't even like Friends. I'm sorry.
Some other actors considered for the role and screen tested for it. The ones that I can picture in my head. Mark Harmon of NCIS fame.
Wait, is he that square-faced one?
He's gray hair. He's
Oh,
the
I'm
main
thinking of
character.
the one from... Well, I'm gonna Google him. Hang on.
Okay. Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. And
No.
David Hasselhoff.
I was not thinking of the correct man when you said Mark Harmon.
Sad.
I'm gonna show you who I was thinking of. When I realize his name, you guys, I will say it.
Is it the guy who's on Bowl? Is it Michael something?
I don't know. He's like very... Not on SVU, I guess.
Talking about NCIS.
NCIS. I'm struggling right now.
Anyway, some of the actresses for Marion, Michelle Pfeiffer, Mary Steenburgen, and Sean Young. These are all before our time.
Yeah, they all really are.
Yeah. Danny DeVito was originally chosen for Sala,
I knew that.
but he had to drop out because of Taxi.
Thank God. That would have been awful.
In the original plan, Lucas and Spielberg considered making Marion 12 in the backstory, which she had her relationship
That is
with
absolutely horrifying.
which is the same age as Short Round in the sequel.
Absolutely
prequel.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Throw the whole quote-unquote love story out. Throw it out.
Awful.
Bring in somebody of age. Thank you. And when I say of age, I don't mean 18. I mean, like, also 25. Thank you.
In the original earlier draft, Indy was going to be the cause of Barranca's death instead of the Jovitos at the beginning.
Oh.
Where he was going to use his whip to whip the gun to have him shoot himself.
Wow.
Lord.
So I don't know how physically that would work.
It wouldn't.
But
It wouldn't. No.
probably look cool. And then two of the working titles were Indiana Jones and The Adventures of Indiana Smith.
Not Indiana Smith.
Sounds like a parody.
Yeah.
I have some fun facts.
Ooh, I'm all ears.
When they
Nothing
were,
more.
When they were shooting the scenes at Salah's place where you could overlook quote unquote Cairo, they had to go around to remove like 800 TV antennas
Oh,
because TV didn't exist in the 1930s. Salah legitimately shit his pants while filming.
because of the
When
sickness?
they were all sick, so he was in the middle of a scene and shit his pants and continued doing the scene.
That's very brave of him. I would not have.
It has not been revealed which scene it was. But
If you ask him, he's probably like, and I will take that to my grave.
Yeah.
And then the plane at the beginning there's a bunch of Star Wars references everywhere in this movie.
Not
tiny little Easter
surprised.
Eggs. Tiny little Easter eggs everywhere. But at the beginning, the plane, Jock's plane, the tail number is CPO, like C3PO.
Okay.
Aren't R2D2 and
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
sorry.
hieroglyphics.
There are hieroglyphics
Yeah.
in the Well of the Souls, but also the plane at the beginning, and this is kind of like maybe not, but the plane starting up sound is the exact same sound as the Millennium Falcon shutting down in, I think it's Empire. So they just use the same sound.
There's one other Star Wars sound effect that I heard in the beginning.
Yeah?
When they come across the first guy who's dead on the wall, like the skeleton on the wall that like jumps out.
Yeah.
You hear Darth Vader's breathing.
Oh, really?
You just hear the
I didn't hear that, but okay.
yeah. I thought that it was like, oh, is he here?
Maybe I couldn't hear it over my own going,
yeah.
oh my god.
I was so surprised every time.
I'm so mad I missed the hieroglyphics.
I mean, it's in there for like 5 frames. Like, it's
Yeah, but
very
still.
quick.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Tom,
Yeah.
who was your favorite performer?
Performer or like actor? Like, what do you say?
Actor or act? It was easier to say performer than actor or actress.
Oh.
Star of stage and screen. Who's
Star
your
of
favorite?
Stage and screen. I would,
And or screen.
And or screen. Probably Tom Hanks.
Interesting. Good
Okay.
choice.
I mean,
Would
the streak. You can't beat his streak.
that's true. Bosom buddies. Splanch.
That's Blanche.
Joe versus the volcano.
I hope to never, if I never see that movie again, it'll be too
I
soon.
enjoy Joe versus the
I
volcano.
thought it was fun.
If Alex
fun.
is listening right now, Alex, love you. Didn't love that movie.
I don't think it's as good as the other two, but I still think
Correct.
it's fun.
I mean, I've had an inkling to watch the Da Vinci Code as of late. So
I've never seen that.
I might do that tomorrow.
Well, in that case, would this film be better, worse, or the same with Tom Hanks as Robert Langdon as Indiana Jones?
It'd be worse. Significantly worse. Like, I never see Tom Hanks as like a rough guy. You really only see him rough and stuff in like Castaway. Like
Yeah.
he's not like the outdoors dusty adventure guy.
Yeah, Tom Hanks isn't a rogue.
No.
He's too busy looking fresh, clean, and cute.
Exactly. Yeah, he can't.
Yeah.
He can't do that. I don't think it could be any role in this movie.
Speaking of someone who couldn't be any role in this movie, Anna, would this movie
What do you
be
mean I
better, worse,
couldn't
or
be
the
any
same?
role in this movie?
Not you.
Well,
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
no,
Who would
because
he play?
I know who he'd play, and it's not in this movie. And I think
Is it
you
the
know.
monkey? Is it Short Round?
The short round.
We'll talk about that next week then.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about my friend Short Round.
Would it be
Daniel?
better? Yes, with Jimmy Stewart as Belloc.
Oh, I was gonna say Jimmy Stewart as like Marcus.
Jimmy
That would
Stewart
work,
as a
too.
hieroglyph on the wall for 5 frames.
Pointing at the moon.
Yes.
Like throwing a
It's a
lasso
lasso,
around the
yeah.
moon.
Yes.
It would be worse. He'd stand out too much.
Yeah.
There's no character for him. But like Marcus would be fine.
Yeah.
But there's no real role of major importance for him. One final thing. So this movie came out in 1981 and was set in 1936. If a movie came out today with that same time difference, it'd be set in 1976.
Goodbye. Throw that out. Absolutely not.
It'd be set during
Vietnam,
the end
probably.
of the Ford administration during
with them-
America's bicentennial.
Oh,
That'd be
Lord.
Vietnam or Korea.
Vietnam would have just ended.
Yeah.
Wait, when do you think the Korean War was?
The 70s.
No, that's MASH.
When did the Korean War take place? I'm sorry, everyone. Now,
1951.
why did I think
Yeah,
they
like
happened at the
1950 to
same
53.
It
time?
was before.
Because of MASH.
MASH really did something to me.
It's absolutely because of MASH. Because MASH was set in the Korean War and spanned like 10 years.
Oh, well, I definitely thought it took place at the same time as Vietnam. My bad, everyone. Sorry, I don't know anything about history.
Mad Men helped me keep it straight.
That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get to watching
Oh man.
the
that's great.
Hamaconda.
It's great.
My mom really likes it.
It's a great show with surprisingly few quotable lines.
Yes.
Like there are 3 or 4 or so that stick with you, but other than that, it's just good show.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard. I just don't know if it would be too dense for me or not, because sometimes when I'm watching TV, I either like it to be spooky or really, really stupid. So
I think that honestly, I think you might think it's too slow.
It's very
It
slow.
is not a. It is a very slow show.
I liked Boardwalk Empire, and that was kind of slow. But I also
Oh,
just
oh
like
no.
gangsters.
Boardwalk
Slower?
Empire. Boardwalk
Like, are we-
Empire is a sprint compared to Mad Men.
Okay, yeah, that's a no from me, dog. I'm sorry. It simply cannot be done in this household.
Mad Men is a sipping drink.
Are any of the men actually mad? Be honest.
Not for a couple seasons.
Ugh,
Yeah.
then I'm not interested. Misleading title, 2 out of 3 stars. Wait, that's still too high. 2 out of 10 stars.
What scale is on 3
The
stars?
Anna scale.
Well, anyway, thank you for listening to our Mad Men podcast. And thank you for listening to this week's episode of In Conclusion. If you want to support the show, you can do so on Patreon at patreon.com/inconclusion, or you can find us on social media on Facebook and Twitter at @InConclusion, or on Instagram at InConclusionPodcast. The best way you can support us, though, is by following, rating, and reviewing on iTunes or Spotify, spreading the word, getting our engagement up, as the kids say.
We're trying to get engaged, so let's
Yes.
go.
Anna Otto, and me are going to get engaged.
Ow. Do you think Anna engaged would be okay with that? Probably. They'd probably be good, happy
They
to be
go with
rid
the
of
flow.
us.
Yeah,
They'd be
they'd
like
happy
4
for us.
people's cheaper than 2, so let's all rent-wise, I should say, not in literally any other way.
If you want to find me online, you can do so on Twitter at DanO'Keefe86, on TikTok, the Clock app, at NotDanO'Keefe, or on my website, Dan-O'Keefe. Tom,
Hi.
where can they stalk you?
Oh, I mean, they can stalk me at my address. I live at 1343 Land.
That's not it. That's not it.
Sir, no. We're not responsible for any creeps that are found outside of Tom's building, which is
because
also
Dan's
Dan's building.
Yeah. Okay, new Patreon tier. $300 will give you our address.
Well, I am more expensive than $300, Dan, but thank you.
My Twitter is @TomHillmeyer. My Facebook is @TomHillmeyer. My Instagram is @TomHillmeyerPhotos. Website is TomHillmeyer.com. And I do a weekly trivia show with Dan, unfortunately, on Wednesday nights at 9, 8 Central on FastFactsLive.com.
It's very fun.
It's very fun. And I'm actually very fortunate that Dan does it.
First of all, how dare you?
Cute! Hashtag cute. Are you sure it's not you and Tom who's getting engaged and I'm just left in the dust? Don't, if you get engaged, don't steal my John Williams idea. Thank you. TM.
No, you're
that goes
good.
for everyone.
You're safe with that. You're good. Don't
Don't
worry.
sound
No,
so.
Dan and I are doing an Ocean's 11 George.
Yeah, we're having a heist wedding.
Yeah.
Oh God, do you have to? What's the heist? Do I have to steal one of you?
Can we expand it to include Michael Clayton too?
Just because you want somebody to be carrying bread down the aisle.
Yeah, we're gonna have fresh bread carried down the aisle.
What the fuck? Okay.
Anyway.
See you there, I guess. I'm inviting myself, even if you don't invite me.
Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me. Sorry, my little pea brain thought you were saying "will invite you," and I was very excited. You can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll, and the O in Out are zeros.
Beautiful. We'll be back next week talking about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
My personal favorite.
Wow.
Stop making your silent faces and your raised eyebrows at me. Well, goddamn, I'm allowed to like something different from you two, Indiana Jones. I'm sorry, not all of us are carrying whips with orange tips around Marquette's campus. Wow.
In the meantime, everybody, stay safe, have fun, and get vaccinated. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ugh, you went to Paul Bunyan's and you didn't go to Mr. Pancake?